It is good to start early. Wole Soyinka, our foremost African elder, admonishes us that you must set forth at dawn. And our young people here in Kenya paraphrase it to say, mapema ndio best. So, even as we behold the magnitude of Pan-African integration, we must also undertake domestic transformation, not only to drive rapid economic growth, but also to create sustainable local capacity to exploit every emerging opportunity at the national, regional, or continental levels. So you're in the right space. I just want to encourage Vice Chancellor here and the university. And I also want to persuade you, therefore, that our bottom-up economic transformation agenda is both a coherent, standalone, self-sufficient plan for unlocking opportunities in Kenya to drive unprecedented economic development, and also a mechanism to enhance our national capacity to participate meaningfully in Pan-African investment, commerce, trade, and also in the industrial space. We want to be ready to work, invest, manufacture, and trade at every level, in every sector throughout our continent. We understand Pan-African integration in the form of AfCFTA and the Agenda 2063 as a perfectly aligned extension of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda, and that is why we are involved in it, we are immersed in it, and Secretary General will confirm that Kenya is front and center driving this African integration agenda. I want to bring on board the intellectual capacities that we have, the space around trade and the leverage we can get from technology to come into play so that we can leapfrog some of the challenges others have had and be able to tap into the space that exists, turn our potential into opportunity, and opportunity into tangible benefits for our continent. With a median age of 19, Africa is the youngest continent that is growing younger every year. Millions of educated and purposeful young people stand in need of meaningful employment. A life of poverty in the midst of all the evident untapped potential is totally unacceptable for these young people. AfCFTA gives us the opportunity to transform Africa's youth bulge from a ticking time bomb to a generational asset and a demographic dividend. African countries have natural resources that are typically extracted and exported as raw materials for production abroad. Africa also has abundant renewable energy resources that are clean and green. We are literally the zero carbon factory of the world in waiting. We are not just waiting, but preparing eagerly for the opportunities to employ our youth, attract investment, grow manufacturing industrialization potential, and power the next phase of global green industrialization revolution. Early this year, in February, during the Ordinary Assembly of Heads of State and Government, we adopted accelerating the implementation of Africa Continental Free Trade Area as the overarching theme for this year. I am delighted by the great momentum to rally and establish key institutions that will enhance the implementation of this program. It is also encouraging to learn that an important facility the ACFTA Adjustment Fund Corporation has already been launched and is domiciled in Kigali, Rwanda. And here today, we are launching one of the most critical institutions that will significantly catalyze the implementation of AFCTA, the AFCTA Policy and Development Center here in Strathmore. We recognize the importance of policy development in driving the success of Africa Continental Free Trade Area. It is also through strategic, well-crafted policies that we can create an enabling environment for business to thrive, facilitate investment flows, and promote fair and equitable trade practices. The role of the center will be instrumental in this regard, providing a platform for research, analysis, and evidence-based policy making. We intend to tap into this resource, not just as Kenya, but as EAC and as the wider body of the African continent. As we embark on this journey, it is essential to acknowledge and keenly examine and attend to the challenges that lie ahead. To begin with, we must tackle issues related to infrastructure development, regulatory harmonization, human capital development, and the facilitation of cross-border trade. According to the African Development Bank, Africa needs to invest between $130 and $170 billion annually in infrastructure for the next decade. This center will need to figure out how this is going to happen, what levers we need to use, what instruments will come into play so that we can attain these targets. The AFCTA will serve as a catalyst for these investments since improved transport, energy, and digital connectivity will significantly reduce trade costs and naturally enhance efficiency.